Fine. So, as a demo session, just this is the agenda we have to understand what is Oracle Fusion applications and what are the different solution adoptions available for organizations, and what is the Fusion architecture, and what would be the enterprise structure in Fusion environment, Fusion application environment, and what exactly rapid implementation and Fusion data conversion process and modules coverage in the our course. And before that, other very important point, this training we are offering for the people who are having some knowledge on EBS. It can be 11 or 12, and who are working on the applications already. This is only for people who have experience or knowledge, not for freshers. Okay, if you are interested, if anybody is there as a fresher, they can attend, and there is no issue from our side. We don't have any objections, but we suggest only working and knowledge, just who has knowledge on these applications, then they can get benefit out of this course. Okay, fine. So first we'll talk about what is the meaning of Oracle Fusion applications. Okay, so what is the meaning of Oracle Fusion applications? When you talk about Oracle Fusion applications, so we'll try to understand what exactly Oracle Fusion applications. As we know, Oracle already owning the ERP product called as Oracle e-business suite. Okay, which we call as EBS. So from Oracle e-business suite, we have a different solutions. We have solution for financials and SCM and HRMS, and we have solution for project CRM, and for different areas of business we have a different solution from Oracle as a part of Oracle e-business suite. Okay, along with this Oracle ERP, we have many other ERPs in the market. When I talk about those ERPs, okay, we have like say JD Edwards and the PeopleSoft. Okay, and Siebel CRM. Okay, SAP, and many other ERP product we have, many other ERP products we have. Okay, and we have many other some other products which are best in the market in terms of reporting. Okay, we have the reporting solutions in the market. We can say that is Hyperion. Okay. So these are all our ERP products, and this is one of the reporting product, best reporting solution which is available in the market. So what Oracle it is, just I'm listing very few ERP products. There are many other ERP products. So what Oracle it is, already they have a product called as Oracle EBS. Okay, EBS as a ERP product. So along with that, okay, I mean that is their own product. Apart from that, they acquired all these ERP products also. JD Edwards, Oracle acquired, PeopleSoft they acquired, Siebel CRM they acquired, Hyperion, which is a reporting tool, they acquired. Of course, this we have to exclude. Just as a point of ERP products we taken, Oracle is not yet acquired SAP. that we know. Okay, so these are the different ERP products now Oracle has their in their hand. So when you look into these ERP products, you can understand. So out of EBS suite, the best solution is financials. Okay, best solution is available for financials area. And when you talk about PeopleSoft, HRMS is the best solution out of the PeopleSoft. And when you talk about JD Edwards, we have a different areas of some piece of best kind of solutions, some procurement related, and even finance related areas also somewhat good from JD Edwards ERP product. And when you talk about Siebel CRM, it's the best solution for CRM, customer relationship management. And when you talk about Hyperion, this is the best solution available in the market for reporting. Okay, there are many other products and normal reporting products or other enterprise related product, enterprise based products and ERP products Oracle acquired. The other one you can take example as the Primavera, which is the best solution for project management. Okay, so now what Oracle it is from EBS, they are taking the solution called as financials. From JD Edwards, they are taking the best practices and best features out of JD Edwards for procurement and financials. From PeopleSoft, they are taking the solution called as HRMS and payroll. And Siebel CRM, they taken out the CRM solution. And from Hyperion, the reporting capabilities they taken. By taking all the best features or best product related features or areas, they build one application called as that is Oracle Fusion Applications. Okay, that we call as Oracle Fusion Applications. When you talk about Oracle Fusion Application, so this consists of different other ERP product best features. Okay, if one company is going to use say Oracle EBS, so they can have a best solution as a for finance. But if they look for okay CRM solutions, okay, when we compare Siebel with EBS, okay, EBS part customer relationship may not be that much sound when you compare the same with the Siebel. So that is the reason what Oracle did, they acquire many other ERP products. Out of that, the best solutions they taken out, and by taking all the best solutions across the different areas of enterprise solutions, they build on a product called as Oracle Fusion Applications. So this is what we have to understand what is the meaning of Oracle Fusion Applications. Just I taken the few examples as a products and products here. The same way there are many other. Okay, I hope you got the point what I'm trying to explain. Okay, the next point. Okay, so Fusion Applications solution adoptions. Okay, when you talk about these solution adoptions, Fusion Applications solution adoptions. So when you talk about EBS, so every client what they do, now we can see in the market every client they'll buy the hardware and they'll take the license and they'll get installed in the server, then they'll start using the product after taking the license, and the server and everything will be maintained in their location itself, in their office location. Okay, means on their premises. So but when you talk about Fusion, okay, when you talk about Fusion, here we have a different solution adoptions, okay, available from Oracle. So when you talk about that different solution adoptions, if some company is going to use Oracle Fusion Applications, we have a solution as a on-premise and cloud and SaaS. Okay, these three adoptions are available. Okay, when company is using Fusion applications, it can be any application. It can be finance or like procurement or any other solutions, whatever. So these three adoptions are available in the uh, available at Oracle. Okay, so what is the meaning of on-premise? When you talk about on-premise, that means you are going to maintain your server in your own location. Okay, in this case, what we have to do is we have to buy hardware. Okay, we have to buy the hardware and we have to take the license. Okay, we have to take the license for product and we require resource will be just taking care of this server and all, say DBA, some technical team we have to deploy. Okay, same as EBS. Generally, every company what they do, they'll just buy the hardware, what are the hardware configuration required to maintain the server, and they'll take the product license, and they'll have a team will take care of the server maintenance and all. That we call as, that resource we call as basically DBA. So when we talk about on-premise, we have to buy the hardware and we have to take the license for the product, and we have to take care of the maintenance of the server. And when you talk about cloud, and again here, what are the challenges and benefits when you go with on-premise? When you go with on-premise option, there will be great security for our data because it is going to be in our premises, right? It's going to be in our location, so there won't be an issue regarding data security. And what is the burden for the organization? Here the burden or risk is the first point. Burden, that they have to invest to purchase the server, means they have to invest on hardware, and anyway they have to take the license for the product, and again they have to bear the cost for the resource who are taking care of the maintenance of the server. Okay, so the company itself, they have to take their just their own risk on the server which they have in their office location. The big advantage is data security. We'll have a data security if you have a server in your location. We'll look into cloud solutions, cloud option. In this case, what happens is we no need to buy any hardware. We no need to buy any hardware, but still you have to take the, okay, just 1 second. Fine. In case of cloud adoption, sorry. In case of cloud adoption, what happens is we no need to buy any hardware, but still we have to take the license from Oracle. And what about maintenance and all? We'll discuss on that. So in case of cloud, what happens is the cloud vendor. Now you can take Oracle as a cloud vendor. Oracle is offering cloud services. Okay, so if you go with the cloud mode of server maintenance, what happens is the Oracle will provide the virtual environment where you can install your software and where you can use it however you use the physical server environment. That means here in the case of on-premise, we'll have a physical server in our location, but when you go with the cloud concept, how it works means the cloud vendor will be having very big missions based on the customer requirement. They can create the virtual server which will be residing in the internet source. They'll be creating the virtual server. In that server environment, the customer can install their product and they can start accessing, they can use that product. So that's how it's different from on-premise. In case of on-premise, we should have a physical server, means we should have a hardware. With the help of that hardware only, you can just install that product and all. But when we go with the cloud solutions, we don't require any hardware at all. We don't need to maintain any physical server. We can go with a virtual server which will be offered by the cloud vendor. Okay, now here let's take as a Oracle as our cloud vendor. So Oracle is offering cloud servers in internet source. Okay, internet source. In this case, what we can do is, if you go with the cloud option, so Oracle will provide the virtual server, the internet source. Then what are the product you are taking the license, you can get installed in that virtual server environment with the help of DB or other technical resource. Okay, and you can start doing the implementation. Then as an ongoing process, you can start using the same product. But what is a big advantage if you are going to have in the cloud? If you are going with a cloud solution, there will be bit security issues, because in case of on-premise we'll be having in our location, so there won't be any risk when you talk about the data. But when you talk about cloud solutions, we are going to trust some cloud vendor, and we are going to just give access to our entire company business data, and we are deploying in their own environment. It can be virtual. It's just, let's say this is that would be virtual environment, and there will be some data risk. And what is the great advantage when you go with the cloud? See, when we go with on-premise, first, say you have a server which is residing in the USA, you have a server location as USA, you are accessing from different countries. Since server location is different and the user, the location is different, who is accessing the server, there will be some performance related issues. When you are trying to access the connect to establish that connectivity and the server response time, it may response, and it may take some time. So that is the reason the user experience won't be very good when you compare on-premise case with the cloud. Now on-premise, when you are trying to access your server, okay, so it will be in some location, users can be sitting from different countries, and when they are trying to access, the access may be, the performance wise, it may be a bit slow when you compare with the cloud. In case of cloud, what happens? We are not going to have a physical server in particular location. It's going to be in the, that would be virtual server. Again, it will be in the internet source. The simple point what we can understand is, wherever we have internet, we can think our server is there. That kind of quick connectivity we can have when we go with the cloud solution. So you have internet connectivity, just if you go and hit your server URL, or if you are trying to do some activity, there will be immediate response, because your server, virtual server, is residing in the internet source, which will be supported by your cloud vendor. Okay, here only the disadvantages in case of cloud, there will be some security issues. Again, within this cloud we have a private cloud and a public cloud and all. We no need to get into that very technical points and all. Just so when you are going to work as a functional consultant on finance or any area, we should have some idea on these points. That's the reason we are discussing now. Sorry. So that's all about here. No need to buy any hardware. Yes, here also we have to take the license, and here there will be two options where you can go with, you can just ask Oracle only to provide that resource, server maintenance, or else from your end also you can have a resource will be maintaining the server. But the technically the server, the Oracle will make sure that always that server up and running, but rest of application related maintenance activities you can take care of. You may have a resource, or else that on demand Oracle also will be providing the resource option, where they'll be supporting for your server maintenance and all that would be there. And when we talk about SaaS, basically SaaS, it stands for software as a service. This we call as SaaS model. And here another point is, okay, fine, I think I mentioned already. Okay, and when we talk about SaaS model, see here, in case of on-premise, you have to buy your hardware, and you have to take the license, and you have to maintain the server. But in case of SaaS, these three are not required. In case of SaaS model, you no need to buy any hardware. Okay, in the SaaS model, you can use with a cloud base. First, we'll try to understand as a, which is SaaS and all, that will be available as a cloud based adoption only. When I talk about SaaS, SaaS stands for software as a service. In this model, what happens is we no need to buy any hardware. Okay, so Oracle is offering the virtual server environment where you can maintain, where you can have your the product maintenance and all. First point is you no need to buy any hardware if you are going with the SaaS model. The second very important point is any client is going to use any product, definitely they should go with the license with the product. Okay, then only they can use, and Oracle will be supporting for the same product if they have some issues. Now in the SaaS model, being a client or customer, you no need to buy any license also. You no need to invest money for license. Okay, so what happens is what Oracle says, we have our own product, you no need to buy license. You can use our product. By using our product as per your business requirement, you may go with implementation. You may implement your business solution in our product where you no need to take license and all. Then you can start using our using that solution. Okay, and then based on usage you can pay us. This is what Oracle says. Okay, generally what clients will do, they'll take the license for the product and they'll just maintain in their office location, they'll maintain the server, then they'll do the configuration, they'll start using. But in the SaaS model, what happens is, being a customer, you no need to take any license for the product. And other point is you no need to maintain the server, because servers also will be maintained by Oracle only. That generally that those servers will be virtual servers. Virtual server, in case of SaaS, virtual server will be offered by Oracle. You no need to take the product license, and still you can use that product, and maintenance also, everything will be done by Oracle. What is the disadvantages here? Since this is SaaS model, yes, here also we have a data related risk, data security issues we will be having. And other big disadvantage is, if you are going with the SaaS model, it's very difficult. Okay, generally it's very difficult if you want to go with some custom solutions, because you are not having any rights on the product to use as per your business requirement. Up to standard functionality, just Oracle will support. If you want to go with the some custom solutions, if you want to customize any form or any other objects, okay, which will meet your business requirements, in that case you have to put a request to Oracle, and that should be within the scope where Oracle will be accepting. So there will be many limitations if you go with the SaaS model. So this is the difference we have to understand between on-premise, cloud, and SaaS based adoption. Okay, so in case of on-premise, we have to buy the hardware license and we have to take care of everything. Maintenance should be done by the client. And if client is going with the cloud-based options, cloud-based adoption, they no need to buy hardware. They have to take the license. But since the cloud option, you can take the support from Oracle for maintenance, or else you can have your own team which is deployed in from your end. That can be taken care by our side also. But here we are going to use the solution as a virtual server environment where the server will be residing in the internet source. So the performance wise, there will be just really good experience for the users. If you go with the SaaS model, you no need to buy any hardware, because Oracle will be offering virtual server environment in the internet source, and you no need to buy any license. So you have to, based on usage, okay, based on the time frame, like say if you are going to use for it's kind of subscription, you can think. The subscription base you'll be paying to Oracle, you don't need to buy license, but as per your business requirement, you can use that application to configure and to use on daily base and the user base. Okay, and and other point is resource also. The maintenance and all, everything will be done by Oracle only, because this is not at all our product. I mean, we don't have any rights on that product. There'll be many limitations when you want to do the customizations. These all come into the picture. This is the, and here there will be high data security, but in these two cases bit less. Okay, so these are the three different adoptions available in the market for the customers or clients who are going to use Fusion applications. And when you talk about other point, Oracle Fusion architecture. What is a Fusion architecture we'll discuss now. Okay. Okay. How are we handling interface in cloud? Yes, cloud, just that is possible, you can do that. Okay, the environment will be just that will support for interfacing and all. Okay, that will be supported. Fine. The answer is yes, that interfacing concept will be supported even that is a cloud environment. Fine. I mean in form of the web services. Just let me read your question. The web services only, yes, web services only. Web services only will be using for that kind of integration. And there are some other points we have to understand how that interfacing concept made very easy in the Fusion application, that also will come across. By using web services only, we'll be doing that. Okay. Is there any change in terms of backend tables or something? Yes, we'll discuss all those points. So we'll just walk through these points, then we'll discuss. Yeah, there are some changes because there's some functionality point of their changes. Totally, they brought another database also along with Oracle database. These points will be covered here. Once we complete this demo, you can raise your questions. I'll be happy to answer any query. Okay. Fine. If you are getting any doubt on this particular point whatever we are discussing, you can just raise the questions as of now. Otherwise, if you have some other questions related to this course or application or anything, you can ask me after discussing whatever these few points we planned as a discussion. Okay, we'll discuss on that. Whatever the queries you have, just please keep ready with you. Once we discuss on this, whatever the targeted points now, we'll discuss on that. Okay, done. I will try to understand what is a fusion architecture. So when you talk about EBS, okay, when you talk about EBS, we know the EBS architecture. So very simple. We'll have a applications and we'll have a database. Of course, in terms of tier, when you talk about tier, database tier, application tier, and user interface tier, that we can call. But when you look into that actual facts and all, we'll have a database and we'll have a application. So if you through applications, you can do any setups, or you can enter some data. The data directly will go and store in the database. And in this EBS case, what happens is all the setup rules and everything will be written, okay, within the application level only for the communication with the database. Okay, this is a simple architecture we have for EBS. Now we'll talk about Fusion architecture. So we'll have a Fusion applications and we have a database. Say Oracle database. Okay, we have a say Oracle database. Fine. So between Fusion applications and database, they brought the concept called as Oracle middleware. Okay, Oracle middleware. On top, we'll have a Fusion applications. On the bottom, we have Oracle database. In between Fusion applications and database, we have a concept called as middleware. Okay. So we know what is the meaning of Oracle Fusion applications. Okay, what is the purpose of Fusion applications? Fusion particular application can give some solution for respective business area or call as department. If you take example of these Fusion applications, you can take for financial front, you can take GL, AP, AR, CM, FA, PO, or other applications we have. Okay, we'll talk about Oracle middleware. Before that, just we'll look into these points. When we talk about Fusion applications, these are the different applications we have. Okay, PO and projects. Okay, this all comes under applications. And here other point is Oracle, database. Let me name it as just database, so we can discuss other points. In Fusion environment, okay, in EBS case we'll have only Oracle database, but when you talk about Fusion applications, basically here we have two databases. One is Oracle database, other one is Essbase database. Okay, Essbase database. We know very well in EBS also, when we enter the data in the application, through application the data will just get stored in the Oracle database. On what base it will be stored? Transactional based. Okay, transaction based data can be stored in the Oracle database. But here in Fusion environment, in the area of databases, Oracle is giving one. We have one more database called as Essbase database. This Essbase database basically from Oracle acquisitions. The Oracle acquired Hyperion. In the Hyperion we have many solutions. Hyperion HFM we have, Hyperion financial management, Hyperion planning we have. Okay, Hyperion financial reporting we have. The same way for all those reporting solutions, the database whatever the Hyperion will be using is Hyperion Essbase database. So in our Fusion application, the reporting capabilities also improved very drastically compared to EBS. To support that kind of reporting capabilities, okay, so we are going to use Essbase database. We'll focus on this more when we are working on this particular concept. Sorry. So here simple difference is, by using Oracle database you can maintain the transactional data, and with the help of this Essbase database you can maintain the balances based database. Simple point here, I'll create on transaction accounts payables. The transaction as it is, it will get stored in the Oracle database, but summarized balances will be transferred from Oracle database to Essbase database. If you are going to prepare any reports, okay, you will be able to prepare very quick reports, because the summarized reports and all will be system will be fetching from Essbase database, not from Oracle database. And from Oracle database you can have a transactional based reporting. From here balance based reporting, if you want to do that, can be possible with Essbase. Okay, so we'll discuss more on that. Just to give you the idea on how what is the architecture and all, we are just focusing on these points. Okay, database case we have Oracle database as EBS. The additional database is Essbase database. The purpose why they are given is for to improve the reporting capabilities. Since within the Fusion application we are going to use the Hyperion solutions also as a reporting solution. We'll have a detailed discussion when we are working on the concept. Now, what is the Oracle Fusion middleware? Okay, let me name it as Oracle Fusion middleware. See, this Fusion middleware and all, it's not mandatory you have to use in the environment of Oracle Fusion applications. If any client is using Oracle EBS also, they can use the Fusion middleware. They can use the solution called as Fusion middleware. What is the purpose of this Fusion middleware? So between these applications and database, it will build some connectivity, it will create some establishment, and it will be controlling, okay, total your business process related transactions with a great security. Okay, the middleware level, what we can do is the transaction related process controls can be built, and total Fusion application related and the database, between these two whatever the process takes place, and you can have a security can be set up in the middleware level. And there are many other points to understand middleware. Again, by using the middleware, your integrations can become very easy. When you are going to integrate any other applications and all in the Fusion environment, directly you are not going to integrate with the API or ARCM. Okay, so in EBS, when you talk about if you want to get data from non-Oracle or any other application to accounts payables. We have to connect that application direct to AP or AR application. But Fusion, okay, that is not the way how it works. The Fusion environment, what happens is this integrations and all everything you can do through middleware. Okay, the middleware we have many technologies and all. Okay, based on the business process and the solutions, we'll be using that. When you talk about Fusion middleware, just we'll see few points. The middleware level, we have a different middleware tools called as IDM. Okay, or else we can call as OM. Just we'll discuss on this. And we have a BPM, we have a SOA, SOA, BPL, and we have, let me write here, APM. There are many middleware tools or many middleware applications. Okay, which will, this middleware you can understand it will administrate the application process onto database processes. It will be administrating entire application. Entire applications can be administrated by this Fusion middleware, and again this environment will support for integration point of view also. So we'll see one by one. IDM, what is IDM and OM? IDM stands for identity manager. ID stands for identity, M stands for manager. Identity manager. The same you can call as OIM also. Oracle Identity Manager. When we are working when we start with the sessions and all, we'll be discussing in detail level. Just I'm just outlining what is the architecture according to what we have in the respective levels. OIM stands for Oracle Identity Manager. The APM stands for Authorization Policy Manager. The BPM stands for Business Process Management. SOA stands for Service Oriented Architecture. BPL stands for Business Process Execution Language. Okay, so these all, not only these, there are many other tools, okay, which can be administrate the entire application process, okay, and the system processes, all they kept in the part of middleware level. So IDM and OM both are same, but we have a different naming convention just to identify. IDM or OM both are same. So by using IDM in EBS, what we do, the users creation and everything will be doing users creation and giving the access to the user particular responsibility. Okay, we have a application called as system administrator. Okay, in the place of system administrator in Fusion, will be using this IDM. Okay, to create the users and user related permissions and all can be set up from Oracle Identity Manager or Oracle IDM Identity Manager. So APM also it to set up the access for which application, okay, for which application what kind of access users may require accordingly. Okay, the privileges and all can be predefined in the APM, Authorization Policy Manager. This IDM will depend on APM, okay, and on that base this will be working. When we are working on the application, you can see directly we'll be working on IDM, will be working on APM, then it will be more clear for you. Okay, so IDM we can use for user management and other user securities, and in APM we can decide from which product, okay, what kind of different privileges users may require accordingly. Okay, the permissions can be given. I'm not giving the exact terms and all now. Once we get into the course, we'll discuss on that, but high level just I'm explaining the purpose. And BPM, Business Process Management, it's basically like in EBS we have AME, Approval Management Engine. Okay, that they replaced with BPM in Fusion. Business Process Management, if you want to set up the approvals for general ledger or accounts payables or any other application, those can be done from BPM only. This is again middleware tool. And SOA, Service Oriented Architecture, and BPL, Business Process Execution Language. This is a new language in Fusion which will be using as this advanced technology language, BPL, Business Process Execution Language. When we are going to do any kind of integrations and all, for that integration perspective, we'll be using this language called as BPL. And to support, I mean, the integrations and all will be done based on SOA, service oriented architecture. This is one of the technology which will support to connect other application with our Fusion applications. Okay, just it's all about like you can connect one application with the Fusion application. That connectivity integrations will be doing from the environment called as SOA, service oriented architecture. Okay, anyway, these two comes under purely technical jobs. Okay, finance point of view or any functional point of view. Okay, any functional consultant should understand these middleware tools only. Okay, IDM or OIM or APM or BPM. Okay, these are the different tools we have at Fusion middleware. It will provide more secured and controlling kind of processes, and we can set up some rules when we are just doing any transaction when it's flowing into database, and when we are fetching the data, and when we are going to generate the reports or user security and all these you can administrate from the middleware by using the different tools. And technical point of view, these are the different tools. There are many other tools also, but we don't require in our discussion those points because we won't be working on those areas. Already we discussed about database. We have a Oracle database where transactional data will be stored. To store the balance based data, will be using the Essbase. How data will flow? First, directly data will come from application to Oracle database, from Oracle database to EBS. Here only the balances related information will be stored in the Essbase. Here the data will be maintained in the multi-dimensional cubes. Okay, multi-dimensional cubes. Okay, we'll see when we are working on that area. Okay, so that's what we have to understand about Oracle Fusion architecture, how it works, how they structured, and what level which applications or which objects will be standing. Okay, that's all about that. Then other point is we'll try to understand what is the enterprise structure in the Fusion environment. Okay, we discuss this done. Okay, fine. So we'll talk about enterprise structure in the Fusion environment. We know in the EBS, what is the structure we follow in the EBS? So very simple, just we'll have a BZ, business group, then we'll have a primary ledger, then legal entity, operating unit, and inventory organization. This is a simple structure we have in EBS environment. The same structure, how it can be managed in the Fusion applications. So the same structure in the EBS, this structure we are calling the naming convention. Whatever Oracle given is multi-org structure. Multi-org structure. The multi-org structure, the name they just change to enterprise structure. In EBS we call as multi-org structure. In Fusion environment, that we don't call as multi-org structure. Okay, that we call as an enterprise structure. We'll see how enterprise structure can be managed in the Fusion applications. So on top level in EBS we have a business group, right? In EBS means we have a business group, but in the Fusion application, okay, this is as per R12. As per Fusion, equal to business group, we have an enterprise. In R12 when we are doing the implementation, top level will have a BZ. Similar to that in the Fusion application, we'll have an enterprise. Under enterprise, you can have a divisions. Under divisions, we'll have a primary ledger. The primary ledger will have a legal entities. Under legal entity, we'll have a here as per R12 operating unit. The name they changed to business unit. BU. R12 we call as OU. In Fusion we call as BU. Okay, under business units you can have a distribution centers, and under distribution centers finally we'll have a inventory organizations. Okay, on top level we'll have enterprise. Under enterprise you can have a divisions. Under divisions you'll have a primary ledger. Under primary ledger legal entity. Under legal entity BU. Under BU distribution centers. Under distribution centers inventory organizations. Okay, so what exactly meaning of enterprise? Nothing but group name. Company name will be giving as enterprise. However, will be creating the business scope for one or multiple countries. And here new concept is new point to understand is divisions. Okay, divisions. So when you talk about divisions, what case and how we can map the business into system environment as a divisions. Simple point. The division can be represented by some geographical location, or else the businesses whatever we are doing. Say for example, client is doing the business called as they are into software solutions, and say automobile. They are into two different businesses. If client wants to take these two different businesses as a two different divisions, they can use this function called as divisions. Now in the system we can create software solutions as one division and automobiles as a another division. Okay, so when you talk about geographies, cannot listen. Okay, just let me check. So can you hear me now? Okay, fine. So this is a best example for division. What do you mean by division in the fusion and enterprise means the businesses, different businesses what we are doing, those we can classify into division. Software solutions we can take as one division, automobiles we can take as a another division, or else if you are doing the business across the globe and all, the geography wise you can have one division. APAC is one division and other geography is one division. This is how, okay, particular geography zones you can have as a divisions. And we know the primary ledger. What is the meaning of primary ledger? That's same as EBS 11 R12. Okay, so it's a transaction entity where you can record the business transaction. Legal entity also remains same. There's no changes in the legal entity concept also. So what are the registrations you have in your business? All you will be defining the system as a legal entities. When you talk about business unit, each entity you can create as a separate business unit, or else each branch you may create as a separate business unit. Just only the point we have to understand is as per R12, that is operating unit. As per fusion application, the naming convention changed to BU, business unit. Okay, so here again distribution centers. Okay, distribution center. What is a distribution center? If you take example, uh, business unit, nothing but operating unit. You have one business unit. There is one inventory organization is associated with the business unit. Okay, in that case, you got some orders for orders from the customer directly. The distribution business unit will be communicating the inventory organization to ship the material, and or else there could be some different channel in the organization. But in the fusion, the distribution center they given where there can be one channel or there can be one function in the organization will be actively involving in the distribution activities when organization is involving the sales. Okay, if they want to manage a particular function called as distributions, okay, say for example client is into different distribution channels, they might be just running something online sales, okay, online sales and wholesale and retail, okay, or else some channel distribution, okay, or direct or retail or what I can say like online sales and all. In that case, to support the different classification or different model of sales and all, you can have a distribution, or else you may not into that kind of environment. You might be running the very normal, just without any different distribution channels. You might be running the business with a single distribution. Still in that case also, okay, to anchor between business units and inventory organizations, okay, to streamline the sales process and distribution process, you may use the distribution centers. Okay, so that purpose Oracle given, but here the point is, when we are going to create the Fusion enterprise structure, basically these divisions and distribution centers are not at all mandatory, but generally when you look into the clients already who are using the Fusion applications, you may not see some client is using divisions and distribution centers. Really, those are not that much required when you are structuring your business. If you need some division and all, you can have one of the segment in your chart of accounts. That's how you can manage. Okay, so that can be possible. But if you are doing the business across the globe and all, in that case, you may go with this solution. Okay, so these two are optional. Enterprise division and distribution centers are optional. Rest of elements, if you look into that, organization elements or units, that almost remain same as R12. Enterprise is equal to BZ, the primary ledger, yes, primary ledger, LE, here LE we have, here BUs, nothing but OUs, inventory organization, inventory organization. Okay, so these are the points we have to understand when you talk about Fusion enterprise structure. Okay, the next point is, okay, rapid implementation. Okay, when you talk about rapid implementation practices, in Fusion, what Oracle it is, they given great flexibility where you can just put the data in the spreadsheet that can be loaded into the system. That kind of process we call as rapid implementation. Okay, you can create your chart of accounts, you can create your primary ledger, you can create your legal entities, you can create your BUs, nothing but operating units. You can create everything in the spreadsheets that directly can be imported into system environment. Okay, since this kind of flexibility is available, that kind of process if you are going to follow to do the implementation, that you can call as rapid implement. There are many spreadsheets, many templates are available where you can put the data in the templates, and that can be loaded into the system. So not only for GL, for payables or receivable, for all the application. Okay, when you look into EBS, we have a spreadsheet environment as a web ADI. That is very limited to, say, for GL we have one web ADI which will allow us to load the journals information, and again we have an FA to load the assets information. Means you can create assets through web ADI, you can load it. But in the Fusion environment, what Oracle it is, so you can organization related elements, means chart of accounts, primary ledger, legal entities, business units, and all you can enter in the spreadsheet, and you can load again journal information and invoices information also, like similar to everyday concept. Here we have a solution spreadsheet environment. You can create the invoices and you can load, and you can in receivables you can create the receipts in the spreadsheet and you can load it, and FA assets also you can create in the spreadsheet and you can load it. So they just enhanced this, they just extended to some other areas where the data can be entered in the spreadsheet environment that can be loaded. Apart from that, other big advantage is, already just I noted here, the Fusion data conversion process. Okay, that also comes under this kind of rapid implementation kind of practice. Okay, that we'll discuss anyway. The rapid implementation is simple point. Anyway, we'll see in the system also how the process can be done. Okay, we'll just go through that. But here, just simple point to understand is, with the rapid implementation, you can do the implementation, you can make the implementation, you can just trim the implementation time. Okay, so by using these spreadsheets, or you can call as templates. Okay, by using these spreadsheets or template features, okay, functionality available, you can just trim down the implementation time frame. Okay, so here rapid implementation, so what we have to understand, you can directly enter the data in the spreadsheet that can be loaded to the system. Instead of going to the instance and entering the each and every setup by taking the navigation, you have to go somewhere, you have to take the navigation, you have to click on enter some data, you have to click on some next or some tab or etc. You have to enable or disable, and again you have to switch to other screen, and again you have to enter something, and you have to select the value from LOV or something. This and all we have to do. So that's a big task when we are doing as a when we are doing the configuration. That kind of activities are simplified with a practice called as rapid implementation. Okay, apart from this is a rapid implementation as per our Fusion application. Again, there is one more practice, one more solution is available from Oracle, which we can treat as a, which is a rapid implementation actually we call. The solution is what Oracle is doing. So industry and country specific, Oracle is building the solution. So for example, you have a some what I can say, some pharma company in US. So in that case, for pharma kind of companies in the country called as US, what kind of business process they'll be following, including the country localization and all. Okay, so based on the country industry and country specific, they already have a solutions. If you go with that solution, the system will be, I mean, with that solution, your entire system will be configured automatically if you go and run that solution. That solution is also available from Oracle. Those also comes under rapid implementation. Okay, you don't need to enter anything directly. You don't need to go and do anything in the instance level. Directly, you can use that rapid implementation tools from Oracle. You have to understand like for which industry you are going to use and which country you are doing. For the same industry and same country, if the solution is available for rapid implementation for Oracle, you can take Oracle support and you can do it in the very faster manner. To do that entire configuration, hardly it will take days time only. But apart from that, okay, beyond that solution, what are the additional requirements client has, those will be doing as a manual configuration. That is also other part we have as a solution from Oracle. But when we are directly working with the traditional implementation process with when we are following the traditional implementation process, in that process also we can use this rapid implementation related piece of solution through the spreadsheets. Okay, so anyway, we'll see what are the rapid implementation related templates we have, how to enter the data, how to load it to the instance environment. We'll be working on this. Okay, as a part of our course. Okay, other point to discuss. Okay, sorry. So fusion data conversion process. When you talk about EBS data conversion process, okay, what we have to do as a part of EBS, we have to prepare the templates, right? For master data and transactional data, we have to prepare the templates, or else we may use templates which are used for other project. We'll do the required changes. Okay, we'll be modifying as per the data, which data we are going to just move from the legacy to R2 EBS. We'll prepare the templates and client will fill the data, say fill templates, then filling just then technical resource will come into picture. What they do, they'll be writing the programming, right? They'll be writing the programming, they'll be creating the staging area, or say call as staging tables, and they'll be just whatever the data we just collected from the user. Okay, the technical resource, what they do is the total data they'll be converting into CSV or other compatible formats. Then they'll be dumping the data into this with the programming only, by writing some script. Okay, the big amount of programming and all, they'll be moving the data from that CSV files or other file formats into staging tables. Again, they'll write a number of validations. Okay, they'll write the validations and they'll conduct that validation check. Once everything is validated, the data will be populated in the interface. Okay, interface tables of respective application. From there we'll import data, and that data will be populated in the base tables. Okay, but in Fusion also almost same process we follow, but we don't require technical resource at all. We don't require this technical resource. We don't need technical resource. There is no concept called as writing some programming and where they'll create staging and all, not required. Being a functional consultant, you can do this entire activity, total process. The Fusion, what happens is, in here R12, we have to prepare the templates and all, right? So in Fusion, you can get predefined templates from Oracle. Okay, so Oracle is providing the templates. Okay, Oracle provides templates. Just what we have to do is we have to fill with the data, and after filling the data directly you can load into the system. For that we have a separate process we'll be discussing, but we don't need any technical resource. Okay, so there are predefined templates. Okay, we have a predefined templates. Predefined templates from Oracle. We'll get those templates from Oracle. We'll fill with the data. Then we have a one concept called as these templates directly you can download. If you have access, you can download from, okay, from Oracle repository. Okay, Oracle content management. Okay, content repository, or Oracle repository. You have Oracle content repository. From there you can download. There is separate site, and I'll show you that. Okay, fine. There will be one site. From there you can download these templates. You can fill with the data. Okay, after filling with the data, the next step would be you will be just there will be one concept in the Fusion. Okay, that we call as UCM, Universal Content Management. Okay, Universal Content Management. This is also one of the tool or application or environment within the middleware. This is also part of middleware only. Here you can just note it. This comes under comes into this process, UCM, Universal Content Management. So what we do is first we'll take all the predefined template which data we want to load, then user will be filling the data, then those templates directly you can load into UCM. After loading the, for that we have separate program, just we have to run the program, we have to upload those templates and we have to run the program, then that data will go and stored in the UCM. Once data is available in the UCM, what we'll do, we'll be moving the data from UCM to interface by running the program. Then finally it will be moving the data, it will be importing the data from interface table to base tables. That's all done. No technical resource or no technical effort required when we are going to do the data conversion activity in the Fusion environment. Okay, this you can forget when we are working on the Fusion applications. This is the process will be followed. No template need to be prepared, just will fill the data, all the fields they are providing as a predefined template, which is a mandate, which is optional as per your requirement, and again there will be some validations, right? So we fill the data and load into UCM, Universal Content Management. Okay, kind of repository which we have as a part of Fusion application, the level of middleware. Then that data you can populate into interface. From there you can populate the data in the base tables level. Then once we're done with that, our task will be done. Okay, so this is the other point to be understand. Universal Content Management. U stands for Universal, C stands for Content, M stands for Management. That is one of the middleware tool or application where this kind of template data can be stored for temporary purpose. This you can compare with the EBS staging areas, staging tables. The process of data conversion, technical people prepare the staging tables, right? So similar to that, we have a UCM, which is a predefined, okay, from Oracle. Okay, so this is a process we have to understand when we are going to work on Fusion data conversion process. Same process for any application. It can be for finance or procurement or any other application. Okay, done. So the other point is modules coverage. In this course, okay, throughout this course we'll be working on modules called as Oracle Fusion, General Ledger, Oracle Fusion, Accounts Payable, Oracle Fusion, Accounts Receivable, Oracle Fusion, Cash Management, Oracle Fusion, Fixed Assets. Okay, we have some other stuff also which we'll be discussing. Anyway, I'll talk on that. So primarily these 5 applications we are going to cover along with that. Okay, so these will be the very core applications where we'll do all the configuration and we'll be testing the what are the different cases we have and all. No, FH not in the scope. That is separate concept and all. Okay, that's very advanced and all. Fine. FH we are not going to cover. I'll be sharing that content also, course content. Okay, I'll be sharing the course content. Anyway, now I'll just walk through that course content. Primarily, these are the applications we are going to cover. When we are working on these 5 applications, and which other applications we have to work as a basic level, that will be covering, and along with that, which other applications also we are going to just walk through to this training. We'll see now. Okay, this would be the course content. So demo, yes, just now we are discussing the same. These are the demo points. Okay. See, this is a finance course. We are not going to have any classes on SCM. Okay. Fine. So IDM or APM will be just working on these areas because we have to understand what are the job roles, duty roles, data roles, abstract roles, and roles comparison with EBS. See, I'm going to just explain all the parts. Just you can wait for some time, then you can understand what we are going to cover at all. Later, if you have any questions, we'll see. I'm just going to walk through this, all the points which we are going to cover, whatever we have in the scope of this time. So we'll be just discussing and understanding what are the different type of roles we have and what is the purpose, how those will be working in the application environment, and we'll understand. We'll compare with the Fusion and the EBS for this understanding, and we'll understand what type of roles we have and what is implementation, user creation, employee user creation process, and how to assign the roles to roles or data roles to the user, and what is the concept of the role templates and how to create the custom roles. This all will be learning from the applications called as IDM or OM and APM. From these two applications, these two middleware tools, these basic points will be learning. And other one we have a FSM, functional setup manager. Okay, in Fusion what happens is if you want to do any setups, okay, you cannot go and do respective application level. To do any setups for any application, we have one centralized environment, centralized place called as FSM, means functional setup manager. The function that is separate application we have in Fusion. From that application only you can do any kind of configuration for any application. Before you go and do the configuration, we have to create the project, and there is a concept called offerings and all. We'll discuss detail level. Then we'll be working. All the configurations will be completed from FSM, functional setup manager. And other will be covering BPM, business process management. Okay, so through this is separate application again. Okay, separate application which is a part of middleware. From this, what we'll do is how to set up invoice approvals, how to set up journal approvals. We'll just do the configuration and we'll be testing in the system the approval process. And the other one just will configure the system into enterprise environment. Okay, whatever we discuss, those just will be defining how to create enterprise, how to create these divisions or business unit, legal entities, primary ledgers, BUs, and how to define the system. We'll see those. And when you talk about general ledger application, so these are the concepts we'll be covering: how to create the calendars, currencies, chart of accounts and chart of account instance, primary ledgers and legal entity creation, and assigning the roles, running these LDAP programs and opening the periods, understanding role-based data dashboards, journal creation, posting, creating the journal through ADFDI, and loading the journals from FBDI. Okay, this just will understand when you are working on that. You are creating the just recurring journals, foreign currency journals. Okay, foreign currency journals and reverse journals, data access, definition access, security rules, cross validation, ledger set, Okay, revaluation. These are the different concepts you have. Anyway, I'll be sharing this sheet with you all. Okay, and when I talk about accounts payables, so these all comes under setups. These all setups will be doing to work on the payables application, and these are the different concepts which we are going to cover. Introduction to role-based dashboard for payables, scan invoice, invoice creation, debit memo creation, credit memo creation. No allocation because that's not working in this instance. Allocations we are not going to cover. Okay, scan invoice creation, debit memo spreadsheet, through spreadsheet how to create invoices, debit memo, credit memo, payment creation, void stop and reissue payments, and creating the payment process request. Okay, invoice prepayment invoice creation, withholding tax setups and configuration, bills payables configuration and process, pay alone concept, foreign currency invoice and payment setups and process, supplier merge and interest invoice creation, recurring invoice configuration and third party payments. Basically, the environment which you are going to use for this training is release 8, but these two concepts we don't have in the release 8, but I'll be demonstrating how those can be done through documentation. I just documented from release 9 version that I'll be showing instead of just ignoring those concepts by taking as a those are not available. I'll be just covering through documentation part detail level. Just I'll explain that. Okay, then MOSC multi-arc. Here basically this you can call as MOSC or security profile, organization security profile, that we'll see here, and how to create the holes, how to place the whole supplier refund process, aging periods, how to create the custom job role, duty role, data roles for the payables application, then how to what is the process involved to load the supplier's information automatically as a part of data conversion, and what is the process which templates will be using, that we'll be discussing, and creating accounting and transfer to GL, and invoice configuration as we discussed. Okay, we'll set the approvals for invoices, and payables period closing same as R12 and all. Just there are some additional points which I want to share with you. Those will be covering. Okay, it's not like an R12 whatever you do, the same process will do. But what are the additional points we can understand? What additional just benefits we have? I mean, what are the advanced approach of closing the period? Some there are some points to discuss that will be working on this area, and how to run the standard reports, how to run the BI reports. Okay, and those will be just covering from payables, from receivables. Okay, these are the all setups which will be covering, which are mandatory, and based on concept what we need to be done, those also will do. These are the different concepts which we are going to cover from the receivables application. The same way from cash management, creating bank accounts, etc. comes into that, and create doing the manual and automatic reconciliations, and from FA the setups, all the setups, and we'll be working on these command mass additions, creating the asset from the spreadsheet, means ADFDA. Here web ID we call as ADFDA, and mass addition creation, merge, split, CIP2 capitalization, declassification, recreation, mass copy, what if, rollback, asset retirement, and all these loading. What are the different templates are available to load the asset, that we'll be discussing. Okay, and the fusion expense and fusion tax and purchasing. I'll be just showing basic level setups. Okay, I'll be showing those basic level setups. I'm not going to take into full length of covering all. See, I expense is nothing but yes, fusion expense. Fusion expense we are calling as I expense we are calling fusion as a fusion expense. Okay, this fusion expense, fusion tax, and purchasing. What is the basic configuration need to be done? I'll just walk through. Just I'll run through the configuration related setups. I'm not going to take into the complete process and all everything. The process and everything will be testing across these 5 applications. No, O2C no. Even P2P also not there if you understand. Okay, just will be working on majorly on these 5 applications. Okay, we have some issues in this instance. Those things are not working. But other than this version of application, we don't have anything. No. Okay, no auto invoice. Just you will be just understanding this, because in that case that the OEM need to be ready and all. In fact, the OEM is not ready from Oracle also. In the latest version also, order management is not there. Fine. So these are the points. This would be the course content. Okay. So okay, all these points, what are the questions you have related to this course, whether something will be covered and covered or not, those you can see in this course content only. You can have a clear answers for your questions, whether some concept we are going to cover or not. Okay, fine. Those you can have here. I have some other question from someone. Just like EBS is customization person allowed. Yes, allowed. Yes, but that depends on which adoption you have. If you have on-premise, no restrictions. You can do whatever you want to do. If you go with this SaaS model, okay, there will be some. This completely there will be limitations and all. Yes, yes, yes. I'll be just showing what setups we have to do and what is the process. Yes, I just mentioned here also. Just if you see the payables and all, so I just mentioned withholding tax setups and process, bills payables configuration to process. Okay, and other whatever we have interest invoice configuration to process. I'm not going to show you already fully configured instance environment. You can just in the fresh environment when we are going to work as implementation consultant in fresh environment from where you have to start, from where to start, okay, how to do everything as a system configuration. On that base I'll be explaining. Okay, for any questions related to concepts and all, you can refer the sheet only. Okay, again, no need to discuss. Already everything I mentioned in that was what can be covered, which is not in the scope of this training. Okay, fine. So now, if you have any questions, you can ask me. Anyone, you can look into the sheet, please. Okay, any questions?
Uh, Lakshman,
Yeah, please.
is this course for only for a functional consultant, or what is the scope in the technical part in this course?
No, no technical, purely functional.
Okay, as you informed, like even the interface done by the functional consultant, what is the actual scope in this for the technical person in the
Interest.
fusion?
Okay, if you want to see that, but I mean, you are working as functional consultant or technical consultant.
No, I'm a technical.
Okay. So, okay, for your information, like if you want to work on technical side, you have to be good at ADF
Okay,
application. Okay, ADF, the forms development and all. In
okay,
R12 we have forms, right? So in the same way, here you
yeah.
have to be okay with ADF and other reports point of view. You have to be good at BI publisher, BI pub.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, major
Okay,
that, and you should learn the middleware tools like BPL, SOA. So this would be the technical people kind of area where they'll be working. And when you know ADF and all area customization, you can build some JSP page, new Java page, and this and all you will be able to do it. But as a technical
okay,
consultant, just technical resource, no need to involve in the activity called as data interfacing from legacy to fusion. That is not there in the fusion.
okay.
Yeah,
So take care by a functional consultant.
yeah, yeah. That they made it as a purely functional job. That's how they build the
Oh,
solution. Yeah.
oh,
Any other questions, please? And one more request. After completing your question, you can mute yourself. Then I'll start answering that question. Just when you are asking, of course, you have to unmute and you can ask the question. After asking the question, immediately please mute yourself.
Lakshman, is there any parallel course for technical people
No, no, no,
offered by your organization,
no, no.
like
Uh,
for
uh,
people in technical?
no, answer is no. Answer is no.
Okay.
Lakshman, Ashutosh here.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know if you throw some light on what implementation methodology we are actually using during in Fusion.
Yeah, yeah, sure,
Like
sure.
I've heard, like I've heard they are not using AIM over here. So what is basically this OUM? If you could explain something on this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, sure. Can you unmute yourself, please? Yep. Fine. See here, like see, there is no restrictions and all. There is no hard and fast rule says like this is the methodology you want to use and all. When we are going to implement Fusion applications, that's up to organization and to client acceptance. You still in when we are working on the Fusion, you can use the methodology called as AIM. You know, like AIM is outdated, but still many companies are using for EBS. In the same way for Fusion also you can use it. It's all about documenting whatever you are doing. And the second point is yes, you can use the advanced methodology called as OUM, Oracle Unified Methodology. So it is similar to AIM only, but the documentation part and slightly they change the process which will be involving. Just if you know AIM, OUM is not going to be very new for you. However, you just see here you will be creating the documents to create the setups in AIM methodology will be using some document, the numbering will be something, say just DR100 document. When you are going to work on OEM, the document number will be different. The format definitely anyway, you should go with that way only. Just as upgrade, because instead of keeping the same methodology for years and years, what Oracle it is, just as some advanced by changing slight changes, they come up with the OEM methodology. When you are working on the Fusion, you can go with any methodology. There are some companies, but that is not right practice. Without any methodology, they are implementing and delivering the solution, or else some companies goes with their strategy of implementation. That is there in the market. So, but nobody is there to say this is what you have to use, this is what you should not use. That's all about up to company. What is the best quality of the deliverables can be produced out of which methodology that methodology company can adapt. Even Oracle also not saying you should use only our Oracle methodology, you should not use your own methodology. That's up to consulting company and client. If you see some countries, like there won't be any documentation for some clients, of course that is not some good practice at all, but you may just but you have to follow that very traditional process. First what you have to do, next what task you have to do when we are doing implementation. If that you have a clear roadmap and all, these are not big showstoppers or something else when you are doing the implementation.
Lakshman, are you going to cover a little bit anything about financial reporting, like GL, FSG reports?
See, financial reporting center here, we have some bit challenge in this instance. See here, I just mentioned the same here. So when you talk about reporting, these are the points we have to understand. There is a concept called financial reporting center, smart view, account inspector, account monitor. At this point of time in our instance, see, this has to open the separate environment and all. That's not happening, that's not working. But by taking some other instance, I cannot show. What I'll do is I'll be explaining detail level. I'll be explaining detail level this how it will work in the system environment. For your reference, I'll be sharing around 1 hour recorded session how the reports can be generated by using the financial reporting center. That kind of video around 1 hour or more than 1 hour, we have a recorded session that I'll be sharing. Based on that, if you have access to the instance where this environment is working, you'll be able to do it. But I'll just light on just how through this what we can do, smart view what we can do, account inspector what we can do, account monitor what we can do. I'll be just explaining, but simple one point is, okay, not because here it's not working I am telling the statement. The simple point is, can you mute yourself please? Somebody unmute it please. Think Chaitu, fine. So see, in EBS we know when we are creating the reports and all, if you want to create any simple reports in general ledger application, a part of FSG, you have to create the row set and you have to create the column set. When you are creating the row set, you have to select all the accounts, which account balance you want to represent through account and all. But Fusion, this task is very easy through financial reporting center. It's all about drag and drop. Just you can drag and drop which dimension based report you want to generate, then just which account balance system has to generate report, that just you can select from the tree structure and all. That's how reports can be generated. But just I'll outline on that. I'll be just showing some documentation part how the reports can be created, and I'll be sharing one around 1 hour video where you can go through it. And when you have access to the instance, okay, how you will be what is the process from where you have to start, how to prepare the reports, everything you can understand from that video. So from this instance, that functionality is not working at all. We tried a lot and all, but before we come to that point of concept discussion and all, if it is working, definitely I'll be showing. It's not just a complex and all in terms of defining the reports, but in terms of organization usage, it's a great feature. Okay, for users it's a great feature. When you're working as consultant, for us it's not going to be very challenging. It's a simple activity how to set up the reports and all. Here we'll discuss on that. But by the time, if there is any opportunity of the instance availability for this respective functional, I'll be covering. Otherwise, only our discussion will be limited to theoretical understanding. I may just run through some slides as a documentation. Then I'll be sharing that video. That level coverage we can have on this. If it is going to work by the time, definitely I'll be sharing. I'll be interested to have a just discussion session on that. Because the one point here, let me just thank you. Let me complete that one more point related to this. Reason is here this instance is release 8. Release 8. Oracle is giving the software. Can you mute yourself, please? Okay. Oracle in the market we have a release 8 software only, which can be get installed in our on-premise environment. So after 8, completely Oracle is offering as a cloud-based. So even we don't have any software, we tried hard to get it, no chance. Anywhere you see, like if you say on-premise, the version would be release 8 only. So in the release 8 version, this kind of some issues and bugs kind of things we have. That is the reason. Okay, if any possibility, we'll fix the bug and we'll do it. Otherwise, as we discussed now, we'll proceed on that. When you are working on project and all, once if you complete this training and if you are going to work on any project, if you need some support, okay, what is the best possibility? Just from my side, I'll be supporting. Okay, I'm not saying like 100% I'll be supporting all the ways. I have to check my availability. We can have it through mail communication, and some if required we can have immediate call conversation also, to decide on things or to understand how to go on that, something else, whatever support you require within my side. What are the max flexibility, how to support you and to guide you regarding this fusion related implementation or anything, I'll be ready. Okay, that I can promise. Yeah, please, somebody.
One more question.
Yeah.
One more question. Since the revenue recognition is coming into picture, light from very soon, 605, 606, are you planning? I know you're not going to cover anything in this course. Are you planning anything going in the near future?
Here we have a revenue recognition also. We have, see here, the revenue recognition configuration process. We have that.
Is Oracle already supporting this functionalities?
Yes.
You can customize it?
No customization required. However, we have in EBS the same solution. They just given in the Fusion version also. From basic version also they are giving this functionality. Very latest versions which they released on top. That is there.
Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chet.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Chetu, and I have one question. Like, are we going to discuss anything about accounting hubs and all?
No, accounting hub, no. That is separate product and all. That we are not going to cover in this session.
So, and that is nowhere related to financials. Like, is there any link up over there?
Nowhere related to finance. That depends on the generally, if some company is going to implement Oracle Fusion applications or RTOL applications, right away we have a solution for accounting. If client has a if you generally in the market, if you see there are some 10 clients who are using Oracle financial applications, you may not see one client who will be using FAH. If you see 100 clients, you may see one or two. That for sure, one or two clients. What is the advantage? What is the use of FAH? Then if you understand, then you can say like whether that is really required. If client has an environment where they are processing accounting information, the different systems, finally they want to, by collecting the data accounting information from different sources, they want to collect the data from the different sources, and in single environment, if they want to have some common accounting representation for internal reporting and all, in that case you can use this solution called as FAH. Generally by default it's not required for if you are going to implement for any client. Okay, that would be some additional requirements. Additional requirement may demand for this kind of solution, but general cases, as I said, if you look into 10 clients, you may not find at least out of 10 one client will be using this. Out of the scope of like 100 clients, maybe you can see one or two. That's my experience. That should be everyone's experience, I guess. FH in the Fusion, SLA and EBS. No. See, EBS we have a SLA and EBS we have a Fusion. See, SLA will support to create accounting entries for sub-ledger transaction. This point is very clear. If you are going to create the accounting entries in accounts payable application, in SLA there will be predefined rules. The predefined rules which says if user is creating the invoice, what account system has to debit, which account system has to credit for the accounting entry, and from where that accounting need to be derived. That kind of rules will be there in the SLA, which will be supported for each and every application. In SLA we have for payables, receivables, FA and CM. For all the sub-ledger applications we have a predefined rules. In the same way in FAH you can write your own accounting rules or policies when data is coming from different source systems where accounting information can be maintained. By taking that information, finally how you want to represent in terms of your internal reporting purpose, that can be managed with the FAH. These two are different, but for your understanding, when you know SLA, please mute yourself, somebody unmuted. Yep. For your understanding,
Lakshman,
please let me complete this, please.
Yeah.
Let me complete just a simple point here. So if you know SLA, sub-ledger accounting, If you know this, here you can set up some rules. But in FAH also will be setting some rules and all. But compared to SLA environment, compared to SLA future, FAH is more advanced. This is the point we have to understand. Nothing else more than that. But SLA by default Oracle is providing, which you can use for accounting generation for all the subledgers. If you want to do some changes, yes, you can do. That option is available. But if you have an environment of, you have a non-Oracle applications where you are getting the data from non-Oracle application to the single one environment, okay, there you want to do some consolidated reporting for managerial reporting or other reporting purpose. In that case, as per your reporting requirements, you can set up your own rules in FAH as per your business policies and guidelines. By using that rules, you will be able to have a accounting representation as per your company requirement. So that's how you can understand. It's not like FAH in Fusion equal to SLA in EBS. In Fusion also we have SLA. That is for each and every application we have. So when we are, if any client is going to use financials, yes, they should use SLA because that is a part of product solution only for subledger application. When client is using R12 or Fusion application, they may not use FAH until unless they have similar requirement. They never go with that. The scope is, the ratio is like out of one or two out of 100 clients, 1 or 2 clients may use, if really they are in that kind of environment, if they are getting the accounting data from the different sources which need to be consolidated into internal reporting purpose. Now you can ask me a question if somebody's asking. Any other questions?
Is there any major difference between release 8, 9 and 10?
Yeah, they're not major differences. There are very few differences. If you see here, just I mentioned for payables and all. So these are not there in the release 8. These we have in the release 9. But just anyway, I'll be outlining. We'll be working on this. If you learn this course or if you work on release 8, there won't be any kind of showstopper when you are working on 9 or 10. There will be some additional features. Hardly you will find module wise 1 or 2. Okay, those features you may find as a new in those applications. You can explore and you can work on that. Those will be similar to EBS only. But I'll be just outlining what are the differences between release 8 and release 9. These also I'll be covering. I'll be explaining what we don't have in release 8 and which we have in the release 9 and all these versions. But financial point of there won't be any huge differences and all. Okay, on another fact is still some concepts are not available in the latest version also, which are available in the release 12. But whatever we have in the release 12, okay, whatever we don't have in release 12, such kind of features are available in the Fusion also, but that is still those are under development and all. Okay, still Oracle is working on that. There are no huge differences. There are few differences. Those will be discussing, but we cannot work on them because we are on the environmental release 8. That will be discussed. Yeah, please. Any other?
The latest version.
Latest version. See, now most of the clients which they are using is release 9, and new implementation they are new implementation now. Whatever the implementations already happened, almost all clients are using release 9. The new implementations, the people are using release 10. And there is one more version. Oracle is going to come up with the release 11. Okay. But only the difference is some bug fixes. There will be some bug fixes. Slightly there are 1 or 2 features. When you talk about particular module, there will be 1 or 2 features where you can see those are just added in the new version. Apart from that, the process wise or any application front or any other areas, there are no big changes at all. If you are aware of this release 8 version, yes, you will be able to work on any advanced version whatever Oracle is going to release. That will become very friendly version when we are working or when user is using. That's it.
Thank you, Lakshman.
In support, Oracle support, do we have any implementation guides like how we have on the hardware?
No, unfortunately, no. Support, we don't have that. But you can browse in the Google. I mean, you can search in the Google. You can find some kind of user guide kind of stuff. Oracle is published. You can find it. But that you can use for reference only.
Implementation guides and
No. Detail level, they are not giving anything. Just you for kind of just reference purpose, you may try with that. But actual understanding of process where you have to start and all, there is no proper document as of now, as per my knowledge. See, budgets and all. So budgets, no, we cannot try in this. But one thing I can say, these are the concepts which are in the scope. Before completing the scope, if before completing the course, if possible, I'll be adding some additional concepts. But I'm not committing. Just I'm saying the possibility what I can try. So which will be majorly, which are really required, which need to be covered and all. If there is any possibility, and will be just sharing with you, because there are some different reasons why I didn't include in that the functionality is not working, certain bugs we have and all. By the time if any other functionality is going to work, if that can be possible to show, definitely I'll be adding in this list. You can expect minimum 4 or 5 concepts at least I'll be adding within this list. Let's hope those may be within the scope of whatever you are asking me as a questions now, as a budgets and all. I'll try to include, but don't take it as very serious. Okay, if possible, that I have to see, like if I'll just we earlier we tested that and all, that's not working, I left, and that is the reason I did not include in that. So if possible, I'll be showing, otherwise I'll try to show the process, but I'm not committing with you. I'm just committing whatever you can see in this spreadsheet only. Definitely I'll be adding something else along with this, that is for sure, that may be in your expected list.
Hello.
Yeah,
Lakshman.
yeah, please.
Yeah, actually, like we have experience last 8 to 10 years.
I'm
So
sorry, I'm not getting your voice. Yeah, please.
yeah, hello. You are able to hear?
Yeah, now I can hear you, please.
Yeah. No, we have 8 to 10 years of majorly technical and functional, techno-functional consultants.
Okay.
So is this course like where we can transfer from? I mean, we can technical to pure functional. Is this course will help us, right? I mean, what are your suggestions?
If you have some idea, you are saying already you are working from last 8 to 10 years. In that case, I believe that you know how EBS works, the functionality and all. Since you are saying you are techno-functional, so that background will be will be enough to understand the fusion, these functionalities and all. If you say you are working as technical consultant maybe from last 10 years, if you do this course, can you switch into functional side? Means my answer is no. Since you are saying you are working as techno-functional, that means you know that functional part also. If you do this course, yes, definitely you will be able to work from functional side and fusion also. Even if you want to work on technical side also on the fusion, this course will be useful. Okay, but not 100%, just it will give the good idea how things, from where what we'll be doing and user creation, etc., etc. You'll be able to understand the architecture process, etc. Everything will be understanding. Even when we are working as a technical consultant also, you should have a basic functional knowledge, right? And that way you can utilize this kind of course.
Okay, like you will help us, like at least the last 1 year or 2 years we are working under this vision. That kind of help you will give, right? Like keep it in experience, as a experience.
I'm sorry, I didn't get you.
No, you got my point. Anyway, we don't have a real time.
Yeah, got it. That will discuss offline. That will discuss offline. Now we are online, right? That will be discussing offline. Any support which is possible from my side and other side, like, I mean, whatever the support I can give from my side, I'll do it within the possibility.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Hi, Lakshman.
Yeah.
In Fusion, only financial is full-fledgedly implemented, like SCM also implemented, like Oracle Inventory, Purchasing, Order Management, and other modules too.
See here, first Oracle released HCM, Human Capital Management. It's nothing but HR solution. Later, they just released this financial as in the second phase, and as the third phase of procurement, because order management is full-fledged and not developed from Oracle also. That is the reason there is no much focus on procurement, where companies also using. Majorly they are using the first priority, the best, I mean, stabilizer solution from Oracle is HCM. The next one you can say like finance. The third phase goes to this procurement. Still there are some developments are pending for procurement solutions. So this is how we have. Later, as a fourth phase, they just released PPM, Project Portfolio Management, which is a project suite, project accounting, which are two applications part of that. Yes.
Okay, so past 4 years I'm working
So
as a
where
SCM.
do we have this
No,
fusion market, Lakshman?
no, somebody is asking question. Let them complete, please. Yeah, you have experience for 4 years. What is that?
Past 4 years I'm working SCM, and also I have worked on few like APAR finance module too.
Okay.
Is there any benefit to join pure financial fusion?
See, if you are working in the sense really you have a good understanding on payables, receivables, or just you have seen how to create invoice and how to make the payment. Do you know all the setups? If you want to implement accounts payables, can you implement on R12?
Yeah, I can do.
If you can do, then you can take advantage from this course. Otherwise, your major focus, core area is SCM, and along with that, you got some exposure on finance. Means I don't suggest this course for you. Okay, if you say like I have a good experience or good understanding about in and out process, how it works, which setups you can do, which setups will control which process, these kind of knowledge if you have, in that case, yes, you can do this course. If you know finance, go with this course. Otherwise, my suggestion is don't plan for this.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Any idea Oracle SCM which release
SCM, here SCM procurement, we just simply let's call it as procurement because order management solutions and all are not available. You can say you can go with the procurement learning, Oracle Fusion procurement, that you can plan.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions?
Lakshman.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Vision instance, whether we can download and install this Vision, is it available in e-delivery?
No, not possible. Yes, product is available. You can download from the e-delivery, but the installation and all, it's not a simple task like EBS. Okay, you need a high configuration server. You cannot install in the some high configured laptop or high configured desktop. Also, you need a separate server where you have to invest in lakhs definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because see, the middleware made our Fusion product as very big and very heavy. That is the reason we cannot do it.
Okay, but you are going to give the instance till 3 months. That's what you.
Yeah,
mail sure.
Yes. That is for sure. We'll be giving online instance 24/7 for 3 months.
Okay.
Because we have our on-premise instance. Okay, we have our own on-premise instance, so we can work on that. Any other question? Yeah, thanks. Any other question, please? Regarding this course or anything, just which is related to this course. Any question you can ask me?
Lakshman, one final question.
Yeah, please.
Instead of 3 months, is it possible to extend for 6 months, just in case, if you want to practice a little bit more?
See, the reason, let me open here, what reason we are giving 3 months. What happening is some people are attending this course. If we are going to give for 6 months, they are misusing. They are utilizing this R instance to give training. I have seen 3 people who trained from me and they are using my instance and they are giving training. That videos I can see in the YouTube also.
Really?
Really, that is a fact. Otherwise, we don't have an issue. If you are going to use for 6 months, what I'll be losing? Nothing, because you trained by us, and I can give you. I'll be happy if you are going to get benefit out.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry, but that's fine.
Because that is the reason. Otherwise, we can have a very open commitment for more than 3 months. Also, here also we can't do anything within 3 months. So they may not get more exposure to become as a trainer and all before they get ready, and we can stop the instance access. That is the plan. We are not trying to restrict somebody, but it's here since we are doing something, we don't want to create our own competitors. Already we created and it happened.
I'm sorry to hear that, Lakshman.
Yeah. That is a fact. That is the reason. Otherwise, just see within 3 months you can get very good. Or else, if really need and all, we'll see. We'll discuss later. No problem. We can give you some additional period. That we'll discuss later. Okay. Yeah. Any other question? If you have any other questions, please you can ask me.
How
Otherwise,
about
just
the batch timings, Lakshman?
yeah, batch timings. You can mute yourself, please. Yes, yeah. When you talk about batch timings, so we are planning to start at 9 o'clock. Okay, and maybe for initial 2 to 3 classes, we may run for 1 hour only. From fourth class, based on you people flexibility and all, I'm ready to take up to 4 hours, but I need approval from you people only who are going to finally attend these classes. Otherwise, at least we'll run 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours. That can be decided by you people. We'll have a call we'll have a one-to-one call. That call will decide. We'll take that what is the flexibility the people has and all. If you spend more time, you can complete as soon as possible. Otherwise, if you are okay to attend the by taking a more time and all, then I don't have an issue. So initial 2 to 3 classes I'll be running for only 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. From maybe third class or fourth class, I'll take minimum 2 hours, but we are interested to take 4 hours if you people are interested and available. That's it. That will decide. That will decide based on your availability. Because actually we planned in the afternoon. We come across some points. Some people are saying this is a weekend, and from afternoon we'll be planning with some other activities and all. We may not be available. That is the reason. So morning we planned this session. The course fee and all, you can just you have some coordinator and all. You can. I think you got the mail. In the mail you can see that. Otherwise, you'll be sending the mail once again to all. Okay. Any other questions?
So, Fusion market, where do we have at present, Lakshman?
Good Fusion market you can see in the Middle East and US. In India, we don't have Fusion market. Okay, in the market in the sense we don't have a client. Reason, not at Indian localization solution is ready from Oracle. There is no localization solution for India, so that is the reason Indian clients cannot use Fusion. For other country clients, which are tax-free countries and who has a taxation which can be solutioned with the e-business tax, means as per Fusion tax. In R12 e-business tax, here we are calling as Fusion tax. Okay, that those countries can be used this Fusion solution, not Indian clients. You can see good market in the Middle East. I've seen many implementations which are happening on Middle East countries. Any other question? No? Fine. So if you don't have any questions, we can wind up the session for today. Okay. Fine then. Okay, thanks for attending the session. Okay. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, Lakshman.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. Thank you.